Welcome to Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark. This is the third stop on our 7-night Sky Princess cruise to Scandinavia. In this video, we take an open-top bus into the city, where we explore and see the sights. Then we complete the bus tour around the city. Back on board, we enjoy Danish folk music and jazz from the ship's band. We pulled back our stateroom curtains to a rather grey morning on the approach to Copenhagen. I went outside on our balcony and watched as we approached. Then we turned to dock at the cruise terminal. We went up to deck 16, where we took a walk across the skywalk and had a look down to where our cabin was last year. And then we went through to the buffet to get some breakfast, which we took out to the aft pool deck, as it was pretty full inside the buffet. After a quick look at the Norwegian Dawn, which was docked behind us, we made our way back through the packed buffet and back down to our room, where we watched the boats passing for a while as we waited to disembark. Once the announcement came that we could go ashore, we headed off the ship and joined the rather slow queue to buy tickets for the hop-on hop-off bus. We should have bought these online and saved some time, but we'd committed to the queue, and 15 minutes later we were on board the red Sightseeing bus. We'd chosen this over city sightseeing as we preferred their route. We headed out of the port. Past both cruise ships, and past a lot of construction work. Then headed towards the city centre. Our bus pulled up, and we had to change to another bus. As it turned out, this was just a shuttle bus to and from the cruise terminal. Confusion sorted, our new bus headed off into the city centre proper. Where we got off at the first stop to explore. We'd spotted some impressive buildings and fountains in a square. So we crossed the road for a closer look. This building is Copenhagen City Hall. And it's open to the public and free to have a look around. It's a beautiful building inside and out, built in the early 20th century. And we spent some time walking around admiring the decorative features that were everywhere inside. The hall also houses Jens Olsen's world clock, which is a beautiful and impressive astronomical timepiece. Back outside, we were feeling thirsty. And we spotted a sign for Hard Rock Café. So we couldn't resist going for a quick drink. I had a pint of brown ale and Suze had a Carlsberg, which were very refreshing. After our drinks, we went souvenir shopping. And Suze found a Rituals, so we stopped there too. We then took a slow wander through the city centre. It's a really nice city with some beautiful buildings and lots of open spaces. We were planning to get back on the bus in front of the Tivoli Gardens. And after stopping to photograph the Hans Christian Andersen statue, we found ourselves by the gates to Tivoli. We took one more quick art stop, then we were back on board the bus. And we stayed on board for the rest of the city tour. We do intend to visit the Tivoli Gardens, but that will be for another time, when we have a full day to spare. Our bus tour took us around the main city sites. The roof was open now, as the weather had improved a lot as the day went on. So we got some really nice views from the top deck. We paused once on our route to let some geese and goslings cross the road to the river. We passed by the New Haven waterfront, which is probably one of the most photographed areas of Copenhagen. Then through the palace area, which houses some beautiful palaces, townhouses and apartment buildings. Then we were out by the waterfront again. Stopping for a look at the Gefjon fountain, which depicts a Norse goddess, and then we carried on to the Little Mermaid stop. Where we got off the bus and went for a look at Copenhagen's most famous statue. We've heard a lot of people say it's not worth visiting this, but we think it's quite charming, and it's not difficult to get to if you're in Copenhagen. We enjoyed seeing it anyway. We walked to the end of the waterfront and had a quick look back at where the cruise ships were docked. Then we boarded the shuttle bus back to the cruise port. And we were soon back at the Sky Princess. We took a lift up to deck 16 and headed to the buffet, where we got some snacks to tide us over until dinner. And then we went through to the retreat pool, where we got a seat by the bar and ordered some cocktails. The weather was a lot colder today though, which probably explains why it was quiet here. So we took our drinks back down to our room, where we were just in time to watch Norwegian dawn sail away past our balcony. We went for dinner in the Soleil dining room as usual. I started with hot smoked salmon, and Suze had French onion soup. For mains, I had beef stroganoff, and Suze had the fish and chips. For dessert, I had the Princess Love Boat Dream. Suze had ice cream with strawberry sauce. We decided to get after dinner coffee from the International Café in the Piazza, as there was a Danish folk band playing there. We got a spot with a decent view and settled back to enjoy the music. The band were really good, and the Piazza was pretty crowded with people watching. And then it was time for the show in the Princess Theatre. Tonight was, to be honest, a pretty typical cruise ship magic show. But Mark James was entertaining, and we enjoyed it. After the show, we went up to the aft pool deck for a look at Copenhagen disappearing behind us as we sailed away. We took a lift back down to deck 6, where we enjoyed a cocktail and some piano music in take 5. Then the pianist was joined by the ship's band, who were giving the Larry King Trio a night off and playing some awesome jazz. I'd spotted on Google Maps that we were passing through a narrow gap between Denmark and Sweden. So I popped back to our room to have a look from our balcony, where I got a great nighttime view of Heisenberg. I joined Suze back in take 5 for the final set of jazz. Then we called by the International Cafe for some late night snacks and a hot drink, which we took back to our room where we enjoyed another late night movie. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video.